Have you ever felt like someone is looking at you with resentment? Have you ever wondered why someone seems so happy to see your failure? If so, you may be dealing with a jealous and envious narcissist. Close your eyes and visualize a world where every step you take, every triumph you achieve, is overshadowed by a dark and manipulative presence. A force that not only longs for what you have achieved, but seeks to dismantle the very essence of your successes. In this hostile world of narcissism, your achievements are not a source of pride, but of resentment. Your joys are perceived as threats, and your happiness becomes a target for envy. This insidious force, like a lingering shadow, follows you every step, whispering doubts in your ear and sowing seeds of insecurity in your mind. It makes you question your abilities, your decisions, and the value of your achievements. In this distorted world, trust becomes a rare luxury, and authenticity is stifled by the fear of being attacked. Creativity is drowned in a sea of criticism, and ambition is stifled by constant comparison with others. This is not the plot of a dystopian novel. It is a reality for those entangled in the web of narcissistic jealousy and envy. Narcissists are people with an inflated sense of their own importance. They have an excessive need for admiration and often lack empathy for others. They look at you suspiciously, as if your success or happiness bothers them. But you may wonder why focus on such a heavy topic. Because narcissists can be charming and charismatic, but they can also be manipulative and abusive, and understanding their way of acting is the first step towards liberation, towards healing. In the realm of emotions, jealousy is a familiar guest in the human experience. Jealousy, that complex and often uncomfortable emotion, is a universal experience that we all experience at some point in our lives. However, when we look at this emotion through the lens of narcissism, we find a disturbing transformation that turns it into something much darker and more destructive. In the narcissist's world, jealousy is not simply a pang of insecurity or a desire for possession. They become a driving force, a toxic obsession that consumes the individual and poisons their relationships. For the narcissist, the success or happiness of others is perceived as a personal threat, an affront to their perceived greatness. The attention that others receive, the love they share, the achievements they achieve, all this awakens in them an unbearable envy. The narcissist feels inferior to us and believes that he or she will never be able to achieve the same level of success. This insecurity can come from various factors, such as a difficult childhood, traumatic experiences, or low self-esteem. Whatever the cause, the narcissist finds himself constantly comparing himself to others, feeling like he will never measure up. This is not the jealousy of passing envy over a friend's new car or a colleague's promotion. This is a jealousy that seeks to diminish, control, destroy. Instead of focusing on your own strengths and goals, you obsess over the achievements of others. He sees them as a threat to his own existence, as a constant reminder of his own insufficiency. This obsession can lead to destructive behaviors, such as gossip, slander, and even sabotage. Jealousy in narcissism is like a dark storm that envelops everything in its path. They leave in their wake destroyed relationships, betrayed trust, and an environment steeped in toxicity. It is important to recognize the signs of this type of behavior and stay away from those who exhibit it. The Stoics, with their deep understanding of human nature, teach us the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not. They remind us that the path to tranquility involves understanding the external as simply that, external. Imagine applying the anchoring principles of Stoicism to the whirlwind of narcissistic jealousy. The key to dealing with a narcissist's envy lies in the ability to recognize the coming storm, but at the same time, choose not to be swept away by it. It is about observing envy as an external phenomenon, not as a reflection of your own worth, but as a mirror that reveals the confusion and insecurity that resides in the narcissist. In this journey through the world of narcissism, we not only delve into the recesses of the psychology of this disorder, but we undertake a journey to the very heart of human emotions. We will explore the complex intersection where insecurity meets aggression, creating fertile ground for the development of this toxic behavior. And as we navigate these choppy waters, we will also look to Stoic philosophy for guidance, a way to anchor ourselves in the midst of the storm. The narrative of narcissism. Narcissism, often misconceived as mere vanity or self-absorption, extends much deeper into the psyche than most realize. It is a complex network of desires for admiration and recognition, intertwined with an almost paradoxical vulnerability to the slightest criticism. To truly grasp the essence of narcissism, one must understand it not just as a psychological trait, but as a deep emotional labyrinth, with its roots often buried in early experiences of inadequacy or neglect. Let's introduce Stoicism into this narrative. Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the value of inner tranquility and the importance of distinguishing between what we can and cannot control, offers a compelling lens through which to view narcissism. Let's imagine for a moment a Stoic approach to understanding narcissistic behavior. In the face of a narcissist's hostility and envy, Stoic philosophy offers us a valuable perspective to stay calm and protect our emotional well-being. Instead of taking it as a personal attack, Stoics invite us to see it as a reflection of the other's own internal turmoil. This reinterpretation frees us from the burden of feeling responsible for their emotions or trying to change their behavior. We recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their own internal struggles and not our courage or actions. The Stoics suggest that our peace lies not in changing the narcissist, but in managing our responses to them. Instead of focusing on the narcissist, Stoic philosophy guides us inward, inviting us to examine our own reactions and perceptions. How do we interpret his words and actions? What emotions do they generate in us? How do these emotions affect our well-being? In the narrative of narcissism, one encounters an individual who, in essence, is deeply affected by the way others perceive him. Their self-esteem is inextricably linked to the external validation they receive, making them exceptionally sensitive to criticism. This sensitivity is not simply an aversion to criticism. It's a deep-seated fear that without constant validation, your own self-esteem is in jeopardy. Stoic philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus would perhaps advise us to look inward when dealing with narcissistic behaviors. They would encourage us to cultivate our inner citadel, strengthening our resilience and compassion, not only for our well-being, but as a means to gracefully navigate the challenging behaviors of others. By becoming aware of our reactions, we can begin to manage them more effectively. We can choose not to fuel confrontation, not to play into their manipulative games, and to protect our emotional boundaries. By understanding narcissism, Stoicism teaches us the value of empathy and the power of maintaining our equanimity in the face of provocation. Understanding narcissism, then, is not just about diagnosing or labeling behaviors, but about deepening our understanding of human vulnerability and the countless ways it can manifest. It's about seeing the person behind the facade, recognizing their need for admiration as a search for something we all seek in various ways: acceptance, love, and security. Our inner peace, according to Stoic philosophy, lies not in changing the narcissist, but in cultivating our own responsiveness. It is about developing inner strength, our empathy and resilience, so as not to be swept away by their emotional dramas and to remain calm in the face of their provocations. The Narcissistic Mechanics. At the heart of narcissistic envy is a complex interaction between an inflated but fragile ego and a deep sense of inadequacy. This envy is not the common jealousy that most of us experience from time to time. It is a more insidious and pervasive feeling that you not only want what others have, but also resent that they have them. It is this mechanism of narcissistic envy that we will delve into, exploring its depths and nuances, and considering how Stoic principles can help us understand and navigate it. Narcissistic envy at its core arises from a deep-seated feeling of inadequacy and the fear of being seen as inferior. It's not just about desiring someone else's success, beauty, or possessions. It is a fundamental dissatisfaction with oneself and the belief that these external achievements can fill an internal void. Narcissists often view life as a zero-sum game, where a person's gain is inherently their loss, reflecting a scarcity mentality that exacerbates their envy. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who taught the value of inner peace, and the importance of focusing on what we can control, offer valuable perspective on this topic. They would likely view narcissistic envy as a misguided attempt to secure external validation for internal turmoil. Marcus Aurelius, for example, might remind us that true value comes from our character and our actions, not from the fleeting opinions of others or the material possessions we accumulate. This Stoic idea suggests that by focusing on developing our inner virtues and resources, we can find a more stable and satisfying sense of self-esteem, reducing the need to compare ourselves to others. To understand the mechanisms of narcissistic envy, it is crucial to recognize the role of comparison and competition. Narcissists often compare themselves to others in all aspects of life, from professional achievements to personal relationships. This constant comparison fuels their envy, since there will always be someone who seems to be better in some way. Stoicism teaches us to compare ourselves only to our past selves, striving for self-improvement rather than trying to outdo others. This focus on personal growth and self-reflection can help mitigate the destructive aspects of envy by changing our perspective from what others have to who we can become. The Stoic practice of reflecting on what really matters in life can also provide a counterpoint to the narcissist's external focus. Recognizing that external achievements and possessions are indifferents, things that do not contribute to our moral virtue, Stoicism encourages us to find satisfaction in our own progress and resilience. This internal focus can help those affected by narcissistic envy understand that their worth is not determined by outshining others, but by their ability to live in accordance with their values and principles. The mechanisms of narcissistic envy reveal a deep struggle with self-esteem and a mistaken belief in the importance of external validation. Through a Stoic lens, we can see the value of turning inward, focusing on personal growth, and recognizing the inherent value of our character and actions. This perspective not only helps us understand the roots of narcissistic envy, but also offers a path to overcoming its destructive impact, both for those who experience it and for those who are affected by it. Recognize the mechanics of narcissistic jealousy and envy. For narcissists, these are not simply emotions felt internally, but rather they manifest in behaviors and actions that can significantly affect relationships and social dynamics. Understanding how narcissists express these feelings requires a deep dive into the subtleties of their interactions with the world and those around them. Their expressions of jealousy and envy often arise from a place of deep insecurity and a constant need for affirmation and superiority. Narcissists express their jealousy and envy in ways that can be covert and manipulative, as well as overt and aggressive. A common tactic is to undermine the achievements of others. This can be as subtle as a backhanded compliment or as direct as derogatory comments intended to belittle another person's success. The purpose is twofold: to rise in comparison and to sow seeds of doubt in the achievements of others, thus trying to regain the focus of admiration and validation that they so long for. Another expression of narcissistic jealousy involves imitation, where the narcissist attempts to copy or surpass the achievements of those they envy. This is not done as a form of flattery, but as a competitive strategy to demonstrate their own worth and diminish the value of the original achievement. This can be seen in professional settings, where a narcissist may take credit for the ideas of others, or in personal relationships where they imitate the hobbies or interests of those they perceive as rivals. Through a Stoic lens, these behaviors highlight the importance of focusing on what is within our control, our own thoughts and actions, and letting go of external validations. Stoicism teaches us that true value comes from living a virtuous life, not from fleeting opinions or achievements that might provoke jealousy in a narcissist. This philosophy encourages people to seek internal validation and peace rather than external approval, which is a stark contrast to the narcissist's approach. Furthermore, Stoicism offers a path to compassion, both for ourselves and for those caught in the grip of narcissistic jealousy. It reminds us that the envy and jealousy displayed by narcissists are reflections of their inner turmoil and insecurity. With this understanding, we can approach such situations with some empathy, recognizing the pain underlying these destructive behaviors. This does not mean excusing their actions, but rather viewing them through a lens of understanding, which can help manage our responses and maintain our peace of mind. When interacting with narcissists, especially those who express their jealousy and envy through harmful behaviors, Stoic philosophy offers us valuable guidance to maintain our emotional integrity and continue our path of personal growth. Stoicism reminds us that the key lies in preserving our own moral compass. We must not allow the opinions or actions of narcissists, no matter how hurtful or unfair, define our value as people. Our self-esteem resides in our essence, in our values and achievements, not in external validation. Confronting a jealous narcissist can be an exhausting battle. Their hurtful comments, attempts at sabotage, and constant need for attention can undermine our confidence and affect our emotional well-being. However, it is essential to remain calm and not give in to their provocations. This Stoic perspective not only provides a shield against the impact of narcissistic behavior, but also guides us toward a more peaceful and resilient state of being. Recognizing how narcissists express their jealousy and envy, armed with Stoic wisdom, can empower us to face these challenges with grace, maintain our inner peace, and continue our journey towards personal growth and fulfillment, without getting carried away by the turbulence of the external, judgments, and comparisons. Dealing with narcissistic envy requires a nuanced approach, combining self-awareness, boundaries, and a deep understanding of the narcissist's motivations. It is a journey that involves recognizing your behaviors for what they are, a manifestation of your insecurities, and responding in ways that protect your well-being while minimizing conflict. First, it is crucial to recognize the nature of narcissistic envy. It is not simply jealousy over material possessions or achievements. It is a deeper envy of the qualities, relationships, and perceived successes that the narcissist feels are lacking. Understanding this can help you see that their actions and words have less to do with you and more to do with their internal struggle. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. It teaches us to focus on our internal responses and values rather than external validation. By understanding that we cannot control the emotions or actions of others, only our reactions to them, we can maintain our peace of mind in the face of narcissistic envy. Jealous narcissists can be very difficult people to deal with. However, it is important to remember that you are not responsible for their behavior. You can protect yourself by setting boundaries and taking care of yourself. Setting clear boundaries is essential when dealing with a narcissist. This means communicating your boundaries in a calm, assertive manner and respecting them, regardless of the narcissist's reaction. Remember, Stoicism encourages us to stand firm in our principles and recognize what is in our power to change. In this case, while you can't change the narcissist's behavior, you can control how much access they have to your life and how their actions affect you. Maintaining a sense of compassion both toward yourself and the narcissist can also be beneficial. From a Stoic point of view, everyone is on their own path fighting their internal battles. Viewing the narcissist through this lens does not excuse their behavior, but it can help reduce the emotional impact on you. It's about seeing the humanity behind their actions and responding with empathy rather than anger or retaliation. Stoicism also teaches the value of focusing on what really matters: our character, settings our actions, and our responses to the world around us. In the context of dealing with narcissistic envy, this means prioritizing your well-being, taking care of yourself, and cultivating genuine, supportive relationships. It's about building a life that reflects your values and finding satisfaction in your personal growth rather than external validation. Finally, seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can provide additional perspectives and coping strategies. Just as the Stoics valued community and the wisdom of others, leaning on your support network can strengthen your resilience and remind you of your worth, regardless of the narcissist's opinions or actions. So dealing with narcissistic envy is not about changing the narcissist, but about strengthening your inner strength, setting and maintaining boundaries, and focusing on your personal growth and well-being. By applying Stoic principles to this challenge, you will be able to navigate the complexities of these dynamics with grace and maintain your calm amidst the turmoil. As we conclude our exploration of the shadow realms of narcissistic jealousy and envy, it is clear that these emotions, while challenging, offer an opportunity for deep personal growth and understanding. We have delved into the psychology and expressions of narcissistic envy, equipped ourselves with coping strategies, and sought guidance in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. This journey underscores the importance of inner resilience, the power of empathy, and the value of maintaining our peace in the midst of external turmoil. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on virtue, control, and perspective, has been our anchor throughout this discussion. It reminds us that true satisfaction comes from within us, from our ability to remain firm in our values and calm in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the actions or feelings of others, we can control our reactions to them. This wisdom is particularly powerful when navigating the complex dynamics of narcissistic envy. It allows us to overcome petty jealousy, see the bigger picture, and find solace in our own path of self-improvement and integrity. In the great tapestry of life, where shadows intertwine with light, understanding and resilience shine brightest. Remember, in the face of narcissistic envy or any other challenge, our power lies in our response, our character, and our unwavering commitment to growth and virtue. I hope that our journey through the complexities of narcissistic envy brings you a light of strength and understanding. Have you ever felt like someone is constantly competing with you? Has it happened to you that they criticize you for no reason, or that they try to sabotage your successes? Share your experiences dealing with narcissists and jealous people. Together we have navigated the turbulent waters of the human psyche, finding strength not in the storm, but within ourselves. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining me. I invite you to continue together, traveling the path of learning and growth, guided by eternal Stoic wisdom.